Hello, Changemakers. Tom McGrath here, introducing something a little bit different for you all today. And that's the first installment of a brand new podcast by the creators of the DEX Show, which is called Parallel. It's one IT story told week by week, very much inspired by the popular murder mystery series podcast Serial, if you know that. But if you don't worry. I think you'll be able to enjoy it either way. Very much the brainchild of the main man, Tim Flower, who all listeners will know only too well from the DEX Show, and of course, Reality Bites. And indeed, you should hear plenty of familiar voices pop up here and there throughout the Parallel series. We're going to post a couple of episodes here on the DEX Show feed, which you can catch here, of course. But if you're enjoying it and you want to follow and you want to hear everything as it's released, check the show notes, go over to the Parallel podcast feed, where you can give it a follow and keep fully up to date. Okay, with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Parallel episode 1. Let us know what you think, won't you? Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
From Nexthink and the creators of the DEX Show, it's Parallel. One IT story told week by week. Because technology problems don't happen in isolation or by themselves. They happen in parallel. I'm Tim Flower. For the last 10 years, I've spent this part of my career helping IT teams understand how productivity is stolen, both from IT and from the employees we support. It's been a journey of seeing workdays gone wrong, systems gone haywire, and the lengths we in IT will go to for answers. Today, we start with a story that began with a simple question. What's been killing productivity at Zentech, a cutting-edge company known for its efficient operations and innovation? Or, if you want to get technical about it, and apparently I do, where do employees lose 24 minutes every day of their working lives? Searching for answers can sometimes feel intrusive. I have to dig into how people troubleshoot, their lack of tools, the lack of visibility, even their lack of ability sometimes. And that can be risky, especially when people's careers are at stake. What I've learned during the course of my career is that every technician is different, unique, complicated even, but they all want the same thing, to solve the problem. But how do you solve a problem you can't find? Or in Zentech's case, how do you solve a problem that's actually bigger and wilder than what you can even see? And yes, it seems like every day in my career, I've been looking for solutions too. So let's look into this one. For weeks, the employees at Zentech have been struggling. Software crashes, system slowdowns, and inexplicably long response times. Projects delayed, deadlines missed, and frustration building everywhere. And the problem wasn't isolated. I heard through some trusted sources of app startup delays of 90 minutes or more. And it was systemic, yet no one knew why. Or at least, that's what they wanted you to believe. But let's start at the beginning. Zentech has always been a high-performing organization. Their employees are smart, dedicated. They work long hours, creating the kind of tech that keeps the world connected. But this past December, everything changed. I decided to talk with a few employees first.
I don't know, it started small, Things started to hang here, crash there. We would reboot and move on. I know we should have, but no one called the help desk. But we had already been impacted by so much, and it's pretty common knowledge that the help desk can't actually help. In fact, they usually end up breaking something else in the process. But then it got worse and worse and worse until we couldn't move anymore and we had to call.
Employee 1 didn't want to be identified. But like so many at Zentech, they found their daily routines derailed by an unseen force. A force that didn't just disrupt, it dismantled. And for a company like Zentech, where time equals money, this was no small disruption. And then there was Susan, who voiced some pretty strong frustration.
You're staring at the screen, waiting for something to load. 5 minutes pass, and then 10. And the whole time you're thinking, this isn't normal, something's wrong, but no one seems to know what it was. There's times when I wonder if IT really knows what they're doing.
So then I wanted to talk with the IT teams directly. They'd been tasked with finding the cause of these issues, but they seemed to be in over their head. And what started as a simple troubleshooting mission quickly turned into something much bigger. Early reports from traditional IT monitoring tools suggested a hardware bottleneck. Too many users with not enough capacity. But when the data came back, they told a different story. This wasn't just a case of too many cooks in the kitchen. Something or someone seemed to be actively interfering. So I decided to go right to the source and talk with some of the engineers and technicians at Zentech to get their point of view. Terrence was the first, and as smart as he is, he seemed baffled.
It didn't add up. The spikes in latency weren't random. They seemed targeted, like specific users, specific times, and the patterns. My goodness, they're not the kind of thing you'd expect from normal wear and tear. As much tech as we got in our command center, none of our teams could figure it out. Probably because we were all troubleshooting to prove it wasn't our fault.
A pattern. But a pattern of what? And who would want to target Zentech's employees anyway? IT's initial theory was a rogue script. Code left behind by a legacy application long since removed. Or perhaps someone with an agenda. Pam is the IT manager responsible for not only managing the team, but for also making sure that things stay running smoothly and issues solved quickly.
We honestly started to wonder if it was an inside job. Maybe a disgruntled employee or maybe somebody who recently left the company, but there just wasn't any evidence. Like these phantom processes slowing everything down. And we were getting more and more pressure to figure out what it was.
And while IT searched for answers, employees were left to grapple with the fallout. Jessica is a customer call center rep who talks with Zentech customers all day long.
So here's the thing. You can only apologize to customers so many times before they stop listening. It felt like every day something new was broken and we were the ones left holding the bag. Our VP was asking everyone to come in a half hour early, get ahead of any issues, and be there for our customers, which we're happy to do, but there's 3,000 of us across the company in this role. Do we all need to come in early? That's 1,500 hours of OT every day.
The company's productivity was plummeting, along with both its reputation and employee morale. Zentech's leadership knew they needed a breakthrough fast. And that breakthrough came not from traditional IT, but from an unexpected source. Zentech's Digital Employee Experience, or DEX team. Using advanced AI tools, they were able to dig deeper than the command center IT teams ever could. And what they found changed everything. Fred runs the DEX team.
It wasn't just the one thing, right? It was a combination. You had devices that hadn't been rebooted in months. You had employees struggling with apps they hadn't even been trained to use properly. You got a rogue process then installed on the devices by this roll-up patch that nobody knew about. Unfortunately, we have this DEX platform now just feeding us information like nothing else in the tech stack. And we didn't even have to rely on the employees for the data anymore. It was a lot like peeling back layers of an onion. You know, every single one revealed something new.
An onion? Or maybe a conspiracy? Because what the DEX team uncovered wasn't just a series of unfortunate events. It was becoming more and more clear that this wasn't some normal, run-of-the-mill IT issue. It was sabotage. But there was more work to do, and the DEX team knew just where to turn to for answers. Next week, we'll dive deeper into the sabotage. Who planted the rogue script and why? But more importantly, how did Zentech turn things around? Stay tuned for the next episode of Parallel. Leave no trace.